There once was a time where instead of looking like this, my YouTube profile picture looked like this. I don't know if you can tell, but it was supposed to look like a robot. Anyways, all of my most recent videos have been short. In all of 2024 so far, I haven't uploaded a single video over 5 minutes. So I might as well reap the benefits of my own labor and release this video. What you're about to see is 3 videos I recorded back in 2020 that haven't been edited or uploaded until now. Keep in mind that this is way back when I kinda didn't know what I was doing with my videos and just messing around to see what stuck. That's why the recording quality will be highly subpar. I hope you're ready to see some cut content. Here we go. Okay, I need to explain this one really quickly. At one point, I ran a Minecraft Let's Play series from May 2020 to January 2021. I wanted to keep this series running for a while, but due to complications with uploading the 8th episode, I decided to end that series. The first episode of the series was filmed, edited, and uploaded from start to finish on May 1st. But before that, I actually recorded an alternate episode to what could have become a different Minecraft series. I never released that video because it was too long at the time, but luckily now you get to see it in all of its glory. Or rather, its lack of glory. There's kind of a reason why it didn't get released. It's the whole point of this video, but whatever. Upon loading into the world, I opened up my map and got straight to chopping down some trees. Briefly after, I crafted myself some basic wooden tools, chests, and doors. I then went back to chopping trees for some more wood. I also harvested some sugarcane and fought off a couple of drowns while searching for a place to build my first base, killing the occasional cow on the way. I eventually found a pretty flat area where I immediately got to building. I wasn't making anything fancy given how this was my first day, but I was making sure to proportion out the build with accuracy. At some point while building, I ran out of wood and had to chop down a few more trees. What really took time away from building was the very large tree. I mentioned this because it would offset the time I spent building, meaning that it was night once I had finished. I couldn't do much improvement with the base I had built at the moment because I didn't have any wool to craft a bed. So after quickly killing a skeleton, I ran to a nearby village, avoiding monsters along the way. I ran straight into a house which didn't have any beds in it. Fortunately for me, this was a brief moment I could use to hide and recuperate myself. I hit a skeleton and ate a piece of flesh. Then I bolted toward the nearest house where I was able to sleep. I woke up the next morning starving, so while I was still at the village, I took a lot of carrots. I made sure to replant them because I'm nice like that. I was returning to the house I had made, and along the way I had killed 2 pigs and a single skeleton. I didn't want to deal with the second skeleton though. I also killed different colored sheep and another cow. I had discovered a creeper inside of my house when I came back. Luckily, he wasn't difficult to deal with, and my home had stayed intact. I carved a window hole out of one of the sides and decided to end the recording there. I might as well take a second to talk about how I recorded this video. I was recording on my Chromebook while playing Minecraft on my PS4. Recording gameplay footage on my Chromebook has been normal for most of my channel's history. It wasn't until very recently that I figured out to get a screen recording directly from my PS4 to my Chromebook. This screenshot is all footage on a video I'm working on that I was able to screen record. I did this because I wasn't able to use a full-on video editing software on my PS4 for relatively obvious reasons. The camera quality on a Chromebook is terrible, much worse than the PS4. I only decided to use it in the first place because it was the only camera I knew how to set up at the time. And now, it's about time we move on to the next unreleased video. I'm gonna need to explain this one also. I'm sure a decent chunk of you have heard of this game before, but for those who haven't heard of it, it's not that hard to understand. Basically, you start with 2 tiles with a value of 2, and you have to add each tile until you get the number 2048. What makes it difficult is how you can only add the tiles together if they have the same value. Hopefully I got that part out of the way. Now onto the gameplay. This was the first round I'd played. I surprisingly started with a 4 tile, which is rare, but possible. Almost immediately into the clip, you can spot my main strategy. For those who are listening to this on their second monitors, my strategy was to push the tiles all the way to the right, only moving left when I needed to. I still moved up and down plenty of times. I wasn't able to constantly move right after all. A decently sized component of this game is that the tiles spawn randomly. I got pretty lucky in the fact that I didn't need to move left a single time until I had a 64 tile. I only pressed the left button a total of 3 times that entire round. Unfortunately, I didn't win this round, but I did make it to 256, so that's kinda nice. During the second round, I stuck with the same strategy, hoping luck would be more on my side than it was last round. This time I had to move left after I made it to 32, moving left twice in repeat succession. The amount of times I moved left this round was 6. At one moment the tiles filled the whole screen, but luckily because there were still connections to be made, I got out of it. I came very close to making it to 512 this round, but unfortunately there was a row of tiles blocking the 2 128 tiles, leaving me at 256. I would eventually beat this game in July of 2023. I actually had a slower time writing this section because I found it more difficult to talk about. I had much less footage to work with in total than the last recording. Not only that, but I think it's just more boring in general. But hey, that's just part of the theme of the video, right? I was playing this from my Chromebook, and what I did was record a recording on my Nintendo 3DS and then record the footage of the recording in my Chromebook. I have no idea if I could even upload 3DS footage directly to Chromebook still. I also did that exact thing in our third unreleased video. Speaking of which... I definitely need to explain this one to you since most of you wouldn't recognize it. What the heck even is Cowhop? Well, stick with me here because it's quite a long story. There was this YouTuber who went by a few names, and one of the names that stuck with him was Cowbelly. He started out as a Club Penguin YouTuber, but jumped ship to memes in 2017 once Club Penguin had shut down. He became one of those YouTubers similar to Memeade where the memes would be read out with that one British text-to-speech voice.
I'm talking about this voice.
At some point in 2020, he began to diverge from that style into different content posted on different channels. One of those channels was Music by Cowbelly, which primarily focused on lo-fi beats. You're listening to one of them right now. The background visuals used in those songs was pixel art. Very particularly, the songs Diving for Gold, 420 Coins, and 69,420 Points used visuals depicting video games in the art style. These were originally just music videos, but due to their satisfying nature, many in the comments section salivated over the idea of making them into a real video game. And so, after enough popular demand, they got to work on turning the music into a real game. Collaborating with an internet user, Al John, they got to work. I did some searching to try and find details on development, but couldn't find anything useful. Nevertheless, they made a platformer designed around those music videos. That's enough backstory for now. Let's get to me playing the video game. The recording begins with me in the comments section of a music video clicking on the link to open the game. I presume this was there for artistic flair. The game began with intro text that you can't read in the recording, but it's supposed to say this. Year 20XX. The world is in danger of a huge EMP from space that will delete all memes on Earth. The only one who can save us is Cowbelly, but the rocket is not yet ready. Cowbelly, there is no time. I'm going by foot. If I remember correctly, I was playing on version 1.1.2, but I can't fully tell because the screen got cut off. Just like the last recording, I played 2 rounds of this game. Because of my familiarity with platformers, I was able to get used to the controls quickly. I had my fair share of jumping to each platform, collecting coins, and killing the occasional Bite Bat and Greenba. Those are the official names for the monsters, by the way. This was all within the first minute and a half of the game where nothing notable happened. I eventually stumbled upon a golden Greenba variant aptly named the Goldba. It gave me a lot of coins when I killed it, which was neat. I got less fortunate when I jumped on this Bite Bat because I lost a life. Fortunately, that gave me an upward boost. Shortly after reaching over 1,000, marked by the change in platform, I got a grass block power-up. That's about where my luck ended for this round once this happened. I honestly have nothing to say to that. I started off my second round by immediately losing a life. Despite that, I probably played about as well as I did the last round. That really doesn't say much though, since I was very mediocre. A large portion of it was indistinguishable from last round with me jumping on platforms and such. I will definitely point out, however, that there were certainly a few cool maneuvers I did. I improved at jumping on enemies' heads. Something interesting happened once I had made it to the clouds. Immediately I found a spring power-up this time and oh, I died to a bite bat. Cool. I did a few more cool maneuvers jumping on enemies again. Eventually though, I tried to jump too high and died as a result. Okay, I'm about done here. Let me get to wrapping this video up. Before I go, I want to explain why I made this video. My Google Photos almost ran out of storage. While trying to clear up space on my photos, I stumbled upon these video files which I never uploaded. I can't remember for each of them, but either I never got around to editing them or I forgot to delete them. This gave me the idea to release them all as one video, and so I got to work making this. On YouTube, I've spent the last 4 years making videos and have amassed a total of 60 uploads. I started uploading in May of 2020, and as time went on, I improved at my ability to make them. At the beginning of the video, I claimed that I didn't know what I was doing with my channel at the time. To be fair to myself, I still don't quite know where I'm headed right now either. It always hurts my soul whenever a video I put together an hour or two does multiple times better than a video I spent days making. That being said, at least I have a much greater understanding of the YouTube landscape now than I did then. If anyone out there is thinking of or has started a YouTube channel, remember this: if you want your videos to gain more attention, make sure you put a lot of effort into your title and thumbnail. Well, that was something. I'm going to work on another video right now, and it's going to be really long. Links to the unedited videos will be in the description uploaded to my second channel, Nerd Eye. Thanks for watching!